Alright, here she comes. The Secutor. Here it is. Look at that. Absolutely massive. It's huge. It dwarfs the Resolute. Hello guys, and welcome to a new WARNO video today by me, Vulcan. In this one we are back on the Galactic Divide mod made by Biometric Nuke for more fun Star Wars action. And this game was very fun. This is another epic 10 versus 10, and I've kept it on neutral perspective so that we can have a look at the units on both sides at the beginning of the game. We've got some TX-130s here engaging and melting these poor droids. Look at that guy. Absolutely toasted. He's taken out. Over here we have Eagle using a lot of British forces. That's because in this game he is playing as the Birmingham Planetary Defence Force. It's a bit of a meme, but there we go. Those are gonna really suffer against the blasters in the Star Wars universe. Over on this left hand side we've got an ATT-FA, which has that proton cannon engaging at range on those BX commandos. On the far left side here we've got the Recusant class with its heavy turbo lasers and point defense. It's also got the Magnificent next to it with more turbo lasers and also the heavy ion cannons there. So that's very cool. They're currently being escorted by a bunch of Vulture droids, which are kind of flying in formation, which looks really cool. There's also some TIE interceptors hanging about up here. Oh, they sound so cool. So much in this mod is just absolutely awesome, it really is. Especially the sound effects. I love the sound of the blasters, of course. And I love this Juggernaut with its rockets. Look at those. The way they sort of like splinter off and then all come back together like that. It's really interesting. The way that he's been able to code that into the game. But so far the Phase 2 clones doing a pretty good job here. These are my boys, the 212th Legion Phase 2. That is my deck today. So we do have Obi-Wan available, and we are going to be bringing him in his fighter at one point. But we do have the AT-AP here. I'm currently using these as my main weapons to advance, and then the clones are just kind of moving up the tree lines to make some ground. I thought this map was really nice for this game, because the lighting is just perfect. Like, look at this. When you zoom in and look across the map and see all of the engagements, the blasters and the rockets and the explosions are just so much easier to see. Like, look at the Bantha there engaging that Diamond class ship up in the sky. We can come over here and watch that fire away as the Diamond class gets ripped up pretty fast indeed. Navigation offline there. The amount of bass absolutely destroying my headphones. Navigation offline, and down it goes as it gets hit one more time. And that's going to be, I believe, the first starship gone. Actually, the second starship, as the Recusant had already been destroyed on the far side of the map there. Diamond class going down. Very cool indeed. So here we got some B2 shock battle droids with some BX commandos. So these are the BX droids, and you got the battle droids behind them. They're coming up. There's also the B1 battle droids, big group of them. The Viper probe droid in there as well. All the droids hanging about. That's a little recon. We got the Separatist super tank next to the armored tank there. Further back we've got the HAML anti-orbital, so that fires big missiles up at starships, and also the Hailfire class tank droid in there as well. So a big mix of droid units there, which is really cool. In the middle though, you can see my AT-APs are making ground with the infantry of Vector leading the charge. Also those Banthas helping out. They do have their own little anti-personnel turrets on top, which can help deal with these enemy infantry. 100 clone commandos here, trying to make a bit of a play. Gazantes wrecks of those on the ground. And Panthers are blasting away at the Diamond class. So all the while, I am currently saving up for that absolutely massive ship. Now the ship that I'm saving for in this battle is the Secutor, and it is the biggest ship, or one of the biggest ships in the game. It's not the biggest ship, but it is one of the biggest ships. And it costs 3,500 points. It's, yeah, pretty crazy. So we're going to try and get it in this battle, as it is an opportunity to do so, and I can show it off to you guys. Now it is very unwieldy because it is so big when it comes in, but I'm sure you guys can anticipate that later on. Oh, another ship going down there, crashing into the side of the hill. It looks like it almost left a crater with the way it crashed. That's really cool. Okay, the AT-AP is now getting a little bit big for their boots. I had managed to go quite far up here, but the Hailfire class droids managing to wipe them out. They don't have like a crazy amount of armor. It's like 14 front armor and 10 side armor, so the Hailfire class droids with their rockets can do a lot. So I'm going to be falling this one back, but unfortunately it takes a lot of damage in the process. The Hailfire droids can put down a lot of DPS very quickly if you let them, and now we've got the droid tank coming in there, as well as these armoured tanks, and look how fast these things go. All whipping forwards. It's sounding very cool as they engage the Panther there. Got the Juggernaut coming in. Since we've had a look around, I'm going to switch it back to my perspective, and then we can see exactly when the big boy's coming in. So AT-AT wandering forwards in the middle. Just going to hide the HUD here so we can admire the engagement across the front with the AT-AT up close. And the big old droid tank there. Currently getting slammed by the Juggernaut's rockets, and also now my AT-AT. Gonna finish that off. Now targeting the HAML. Make sure that's taken care of. We're going to be engaging the Stinger and basically anything in line of sight as this continues to wander forwards. I've also managed to line up a lot of my clones here so they can get those PLX on target, because they're using the 4,000 meter range PLX 1, which are really good for controlling the open ranges. Also got a couple of LATCs back here. They're waiting for any extra ATs that I want to bring in, but of course I am saving up for the big Secutor, so we're not going to be using that anytime soon. Separatist super tank's not going to be as powerful on this map, as it is pretty open. They have a limited range at 3,500 meters, so they need to find something that can block line of sight in order to do a lot of damage. But loads more infantry and stuff coming in there. We've got the AT-AT currently engaging the T1 heavies. So these are Imperial T1s, and they have actually dropped off some Nimbus Commandos. Check them out. Very cool. Currently falling back from the AT-AT though, as the battle is ongoing. And you can see here that we are dominating this game with the +2 at the moment. Hotel under our control. I probably could have got a leader in there though and slowed that down. But Vulture droids coming in. Those getting hit pretty hard by the Panthers, but they're able to take out a couple of those Torrents, and the V19s are also going to try and get some shots back on target. That sounds very cool. As the blasters open up and I'm getting hit on the way out. Just as well, these fighters aren't very costly, because otherwise losing them would really, really hurt. Landing craft coming down on the left side there to deliver more troops to the front. Our wall of clones is very much holding the line, and the AT-AT here able to pick off these Nimbus Commandos as they peek forwards once again. So the nice thing here is Endy's got his clone commando in position, and these guys do have exceptional stealth and very good optics, so they're able to spot for us, which is really nice. They do have the clone commando trait, which gives them exceptional suppression and stun resistance, It gives them physical resistance, and targeted by enemies aiming is minus 15%. And once they fire, their position is exposed, so they do lose their stealth once they fire, but otherwise extremely stealthy and really good recon unit there, spotting the infantry as they come into line of sight. The AT-TEs there actually just annihilating the B1 battle droid that was helping cap this sector, trying to push the enemy out of that position. We got the Nantex back here. Look at these things. There is some pretty cool ships in this. There's like a massive droid ship as well. We've got the droidicas moving forwards and zooming, and then they're going to stand up and their shields are going to come up and they're going to start engaging. That's very, very cool. The gunships are going to be able to take them out pretty nicely with the laser. The AT-HST though, going to want to fall back. Juggernaut's going to do a decent job with the anti-personnel turrets. So, cool little engagement with the droidicas, but ultimately repelled. Then we've got some Nimbus commandos coming in here as well. Too fast for me to see. They run so quickly. Or some trench guard infantry trying to push forwards there, and they are being backed up by some Vanguard tank hunters. I like that they have the A280, pretty cool rifle. I think that's the one that I enjoyed using in Battlefront 2. Anyway, AT-AT still holding the line in the center. I've got my own clone commandos moving forwards now as well in order to take up position. And well, as the battle continues, just look how beautiful it is. Especially in this direction, just the rockets flying overhead with the two AT-ATs, the Starship Rex in the background. There's a bunch of helicopter wrecks on the ground, which breaks the immersion a little bit, but either way, very cool indeed. Now Stormtrooper rifle squads trying to move forwards through this fire. These are your traditional Stormtroopers, except they do actually have a reasonable accuracy in this mod. I say that. It was like minus 37 when I looked at that. Well, like not minus 37, but 39%. The 212th Phase 2 clone squad had the job done. Got the E-Web machine gun there. We just got smacked by the AT-AT. Well, I've got another clone commando here, and that's going to be a little bit further up, so we are actually going to be able to see this Proton AA, and we can see the Gazantes coming down and dropping off some more AT-ATs. Over here, Falchion class assault tank moving forwards, but getting blown up by the rockets of the infantry. The Phase 0 Dark Troopers. Pretty scary. There is the Death's Head or Death Troopers in this mod now. Currently a work in progress, I believe, but I'll probably be up and running fully soon enough. Like, the biometric just does such a good job of updating this mod so frequently. It's incredible. It's like it's almost all he's doing at the moment. It's just insane. The fact that he's managed to put this together is just incredible. Alright, Secutor, ready to go. You can see it in the bottom left, currently traveling to the battlefield. It takes about a minute or two to come into the battlefield. AT-ATs slowly advancing in the center, maintaining our line there, which is great. Got mortar teams having a go at each other. Like mortar team counter battery. Got droid mortar teams versus like the human mortar teams here. Alright, here she comes. The Secutor. Here it is. Look at that. Absolutely massive. It's huge. It dwarfs the Resolute. And it has quite a lot of guns. It's got 15 heavy turbo lasers, 15 large quad turbo lasers. It's got 13 heavy ion cannons and 16 light ion cannons, and probably a few more weapons in there as well. But yeah, we're gonna have to get pretty close actually in order to engage with this. It requires like 8k range in order to actually do damage. You can see that we're already being hit here by enemy heavy AA. So the Secutor are taking damage very, very quickly indeed. And the ion cannons also hitting it with EMP, making it very, very difficult to get value out of this big boy, especially considering, as I mentioned before, it costs 3,500 points. We've also got Guiding Light out though, which is OBI. He's coming in. He's going to take out the Mechanized Assault Flyer. You can hear him saying, feel the force there, but we're going to get him out of dodge as all of the Nantech start chasing him. Yeah, he's out. That's okay. Alright, the Secutor back in the picture here. As I'm going to move it over to the left hand side. I figured moving it into the middle of the map, really bad idea, because there's going to be AA on both sides as well as AA in the middle. Whereas if I move over to the left side, we're only going to have to deal with the AA in front of us and the AA to one side. So it should take a decent amount less damage. But now the entire enemy team is going to be focusing on me. So some vulture droids coming in here with their torpedoes. Thankfully for me, the turbo lasers are pretty good at shooting those down. You can see the turbo laser positions on the sides and on the top there. I believe on the top are these are like double quad lasers, and then we've got some sort of like on the sides. Very, very cool. Anyway, we get hit by EMP again, so I'm going to have to move that back. I have to be super, super careful, because if I get EMP'd when I'm flying towards the enemy, then I'm in for a bad time. It's just going to get shot down. A clone commando, though, meanwhile, is holding down its position and providing us with loads of information. So the PLX constantly firing away, the AT-ATs constantly engaging in the center, and oh, here comes the Secutor again. So this symbol next to the icon is the EMP. I do feel like these big boys should maybe have a bit more range, so they don't have to like dive so deep. I mean, maybe they'd be a bit too strong if that were the case. But alas, I couldn't get anywhere near the front line without getting EMP'd. And when they're EMP'd, you can't fire, and you also can't control it. So it was lucky there that I told it to start to come back, but it's still going to get shot down. And, well, it's huge. And it's going to come, and it's going to land on all of Mio's units and wipe them all out. Only the Juggernaut survives, even the Falchion class. It goes down, and that is just a huge, huge loss for me in this one. Look at that. Headhunters overhead. Not entirely sure what happened there, to be honest. It was just some HAML anti-orbitals most likely that hit it all at once and just chunked it out of the sky. And poor Miho, yeah, we killed half of his units with the crash, because that has a huge explosion area when it lands, which is to be expected because it is absolutely massive. And now it'll be sat there for the rest of the game. Big old Dorito in the dirt. Another ship going down. The Diamond class on the backside there, trying to stay alive. PLXs, look at them all, still firing away. This is what we get for having really good optics on these units ahead. I'm able to just smash them with these PLXs, and they're not able to really shoot back because I can't see them. They are able to shoot at the AT-ATs, however, so you do have to be a little bit careful. But either way, we're still chewing through these tanks one by one. Yeah, you might be a little bit underwhelmed by the Secutor in this game, but if they change the balance of them at any point, I'll make sure to bring one out again and show it off, because they are absolutely awesome to bring in, but I'm not sure I got my value out of that one for 3,500 points. The AT-AT, however, that's been doing a fine job, and these PLXs constantly rearmed by the juggernauts of Vector, so that's very handy. I've got a speeder here that's trying to zoom through the middle of this engagement. Very, very futile. Oh, look at all the banthas firing away. The magnificent Captain unresponsive. So down it goes. I like the crits that have been added to this mod actually. It's just all the little details. Like recently Biometric Nuke actually redid the entire home menu of the game to make it look more Star Wars. And it's just the little touches like that for this mod that are just really, really cool. I really, really appreciate it. And yeah, like I said with the crits, the big ships can get some really interesting crits. Like this one has like roller room damage, so I guess it like can't turn or something. Yeah, interesting mechanics that I don't know how they work exactly, but it's nice flavour, that's for sure. As the battle rages on, let's have a quick look on the ground once again. It's just so many units destroyed down here, and my big Secutor in the distance. Another ship going down. The Resolute there also got absolutely toasted. Got a Providence on the backside. So yeah, the bigger ships than the Secutor, if you're wondering, there's Home 1. And there's also a big Imperial ship as well, like the Annihilator, I think it's called. It's absolutely massive. And it costs like 8,500 points. So most of the games, you probably wouldn't even be able to save long enough to bring it in, because like 3,500 points is still over 10 minutes of income. So like 8,500 is like 20 minutes, maybe like 30 minutes of income almost. Which is just insane, especially if you consider like how easily they potentially can get shot down like that if they come too close to enemy anti-orbital. You see here like the Falchion class taking shots at the Magnificent there and just doing a lot of damage. And then the ion cannons also blasting away. These ion cannons are actually getting low on ammo, which is crazy. Oh, big push here coming in. Oh, look at the landing craft overhead. As all the rockets land, all the HAMLs have been destroyed. The droids are getting wiped out. Some B1 battle droids walking forwards into the flames and the fire. The landing craft trying to provide some blaster support, I guess. On the left side, the AT-ICs going to be attempting to take down the assault frigate. Oh, they do manage to catch it, and down it goes. Another one bites the dust. Yeah, I really want to play some more Star Wars on this map, just because it's almost perfect for it, because the map's really deep, so it kind of works relatively well for starships. I didn't really show off the Secutor to the best of his ability, but I managed to get it in the game at least. But the lighting and everything in this is just so cool. We're approaching the end of the game now as Obi-Wan once again dives into the fire of the Nuntechs and the Vulture droids. But he is going to be able to get out of there just before he gets shot down. It's going so deep. With guiding though. Got V-Wings coming in there, taking out one of the Gazantis. That's really nice actually. Another Gazanti going to get taken out. All the V-Wings now engaging the TIE defenders. Red 5 also joining the fray, but getting shot down. Down goes Anakin just before the victory. There it is, 6,115 kills to 4,845 losses. I was very surprised in this game that I had the most kills and losses, but it was due to the AT-AT in the middle. That thing was absolutely ripping. It was killing enemy AT-ATs, It was killing the T1 heavies there, the armored tanks. The Secutor, not doing so great. Probably killed like, I don't even know how much that is. Probably Vulture Droids like 100 each. Stormtroopers is like 100, like maybe 40 points each. So it's probably something like 340 points for 3,500 points. To be honest, if you can get them in the right position, they can do a ton of damage and really pay themselves off. It's just I didn't really do that very well in this one because I couldn't see all of the AA that was on the left hand side that just banged me out the sky. So there you go. It was probably this chap who shot it down. I guess we can actually see who wiped it out in the kills and the losses. So it was in fact the HMA, yeah, it was exactly what I thought it was. The HAML anti-orbital knocked out the Secutor there. Probably fired a load of them all at once, and I didn't see them due to the effects becoming a bit too much for the game. Like when the effects become too much for the game, they just cease to like exist. So rockets don't have trails anymore, so you can't really see where they're coming from. Alas, all in good fun. Really, really love this mod, as you can probably tell. With the amount of content I'm bringing out for it. It's definitely worth checking out. Make sure to click the link in the description to have a look at Biometric Nukes Galactic Divide mod. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.